สวัสดีครับ Good morning, colleagues. It is great to follow what Professor Victor King already started. I hope with the mood of our love of this initiative by Ajahn Chayan, we make it informal, and so that the time for us in addressing the formality would be less, so that we also can engage more in the substantive issues. I am very honored to be a part of this, and I think we missed some. We need to have at least 2 or 3 friends here. Ajahn Sopan Vin. Okay. Yes. The people from behind you will not see your face. Yes. Please. Okay. We will have about 50 minutes for this program. So with this time given, we have with us 4 presenters. We have with us 2 from our neighboring countries. Dr. Bunluan Adongan from National University of Laos. On my right. Please welcome him. The International Development Studies program has been started there quite a while. And then the next, Professor Sopan Vin from Development Studies at the Royal University of Phnom Penh on my left. And next, Dr. Chusak Vityapak from RCSD. And then Ajahn Naramon Thapchungpon from Chulalongkorn Meds. Could we start from from you? Yeah. You see, my idea is that the start of development studies in this region somehow relates to this RCSD networking, and so far among these, I'm not saying that Ajahn Chayan is the oldest, but I am saying that RCSD 15 or 16 years already. So we start from this side. Okay. Anand is here. So we start and then we go to Laos and okay, Ajahn Bunluan and then Sopin. Yes, okay, and then we go to Chula. Please, Ajahn Chusak. Yeah, we all need to move to the.
Okay, what a note I put together in this presentation is a reflection of 15 years of our program at RCSD. So I just simply use RCSD as a name of the program because most of people know us from this name. In the last few years, when I look at the application form from the applicants to our program, they just simply put that they apply for the RCSD program. They didn't really state that they apply for a development study. So this is what our trademarks, RCSD. What are you applying for? They say I apply for the RCSD. I don't know what they mean. They really don't care about what this program is all about. So the note that I put together here may not entirely constitutes the ideas or practice of the whole member of RCSD program, it just come from part of it is in my personal account of being part of these graduate programs in the beginnings. In fact, it's the starting of my teaching career. Our program at the start is come from the experience of our founder or faculty member that come together and try to build these graduate programs. It's central around the issue of environment and development issues. And the name of the program at that time is called Master of Art in Sustainable Development. So the issue of local rights, knowledge, and practice in resort management has been a kind of major themes at that time. Part of it, as I mentioned, as we just come out of the research project on community forest and other kind of community-based natural resort management research in Thailand. So even it's not stated in the program the document at the beginning, but implicitly the approach that we have taken at that time is more like a kind of political ecology approach, which involves the concept of property right, resort tenure, environmental entitlements, the territorialization concept, decentralization, and knowledge and powers, environmental governance, something involved or relevant to this kind of concept that the student has taken up in the thesis. In terms of the context of these graduate programs when we started is what I put in here is kind of regional context of market reform. It means that at that time most of our students come from the regions in Southeast Asia, mainland Southeast Asia. It's the period of post-war and post-socialist economic developments, especially in China, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. And when we start teaching, there's some clash between our ideas of development and practice with our students that come from these countries, which they learn their social side is more about Darwinism, Marxist, Leninist, political economy. And what we are teaching is more about Western social science theory of development and modernization, and using our own experience in Thailand. Many of us feel that our mission is tied to transfer our experience and knowledge in development study in Thailand to our neighboring countries. We just emerged from this kind of post-socialist reforms. So I only have 3 minutes left. Just introduction. Okay, I have a note in your package, so you have something to read there. Then there's a change in the region in terms of regional development in the form of Greater Mekong sub-regions. The ADB program on development investments, large-scale project like transportation improvement, land concession, dams, all these kind of things. Some of our member of the program has called this is a kind of international enclosure, especially in the case of Mekong regions. So that's a kind of second phase of our program. We have revised our curriculum about 3 times. I think this is a kind of a second chapter that we respond to what happened in the regions. So from sustainable development at the beginning, the program has transformed into a more focus on the kind of regional developments in the mainland Southeast Asia, and we managed to offer 2 new courses in this program. First is the regionalization of development, and then the course on transborder studies to help students to understand and to guide them in the research on the topic related to this kind of transformation in the region. So this first part of my presentation here is a kind of overview of the program evolution. Now, our program is called a Master of Arts in Social Science Development Study. This kind of change has allowed us to accommodate wider issue in development in the face of ASEAN community that's coming around the corners. And from the attitude of being kind of more kind of imperialist idea of development, to transfer our knowledge to neighboring country, we try to change the program into a kind of two-way learning and exchange. Is kind of symmetrical relation between Thailand and country in the region. But the program's duration is still 2-year programs, and we kind of change the study plan to allow students to finish the coursework in 1 year and spare the entire year 2 for research and thesis writing. So there's an overview of the program. And my reflection is to divide into 2 parts. First is about a perspective, an approach that we have taken in teaching and research. And the second is kind of reflection of the theme of research, which you can see in the note that's put together in the package. So I will go quickly into just the first part. In terms of perspective, it's clearly that we try to encourage students to look at other side of development and also emphasize on area study in particular locations. So this will allow students to see unintended consequence of economic development that happen in these regions. And the social and cultural complexity of development, the problem lies uneven development, especially try to make the invisible in development process to be visible. The second perspective is try to put people as agency in development process. As you reflect in the thesis of our students, look at local people as active agents of development that are able to engage, negotiate, and contest with developments, and allows voice of those dispossessed by development to be heard, and allow us to see the point of view of the include. So the second part of the reflection note is just go through different themes of research from a review of thesis in the past and present. So I guess I don't have time for this one. So I suppose I'm a horse as well, so I don't take more time on this. I will stop here. In terms of, I just go through quickly in terms of different themes that reflect from our student thesis. Like the first one is clearly is about, as I mentioned earlier, that in our beginning of the program is more on environment and development. This is something that our student has taken as their research topics. Then second theme, rural study, agrarian transformation, which is quite common as Professor Victor King has mentioned in development study in the past. Marginalization and livelihood strategies as a result of the large-scale development investment. Gender and development has become part of parcel of research and teaching in the program, but some theses specifically look at these particular issues. Tourism and development also, but more on how look at the impact of tourism development, involving gender relations, ethnic relations, and even development, consumption of tourism. Migration and migrants start to increase in terms of number of theses that cover these topics. This is part of the transformation in the regions, the cross-border trade, trans-border connectivities, the issue of labor relation, human trafficking, health issues, diaspora, the retiree from developed economies, make us home in Chiang Mai. This is also start to emerge in the research, media cultural studies. This has been part of the research and teachings in the beginning. The last thing is start to become common in our teaching and research. Look at global climate change related problem, natural and disaster, especially in terms of risk and social vulnerabilities, adaptive strategy, coping strategies. Conclusions.
อาจารย์โอเคนะอาจารย์
Yes.
Okay.
I just leave it here.
Thank you อาจารย์ดร.ชูศักดิ์ With this limited time, we see the perspective of our own history at RCSD graduate programs in terms of perspective, in terms of context of development, and also themes that he's writing notes as an article in the file as well. We will move on to Ajahn Win from the Royal University of the Phnom Penh. In Cambodia, we call Lu Kru Win. Yes. So please welcome him.
Hello. Yeah, I would like to share what we have been done from Cambodia perspective and in terms of teaching and development study at RUPP. Actually, yes, RUP is one of the biggest and the oldest university in Cambodia who produce resource in the development study and other fields. I just would like to brief a little bit about the background of UPP, and we are now expansion our faculty from 2 faculty to 5 faculty, and our faculty's development study have been established in 2030 after we has been built on success of a master degree of development program since 2006. And we also extend our programs in the two other three BA programs we call department. One is Department of Economic Development, Community Development, and Natural Resource Management and Development. And right now, our faculty, we have 42 full-time staff, and we can say we are lucky because we have a huge number of PhD holder and then candidate compared to other university and faculty members. And now we are doing the curriculum, development of the curriculum in English and local language. And I want you to see more on the master program in development study. And as I told you, this is a 2-year program including thesis and coursework. And we have our program in 2015. We have specialized into 3 respective fields because we just established a new faculty and new bachelor degrees. So we try to streamline our master degree in accordance with the BA programs. So we have divided from, we have changed from MA master degree in development study to Master of Art in community development, economic development, and natural development based on the need and our success so far. Yeah. However, we have some challenge because in Cambodia, in the studying MA program, it is difficult to attract the people who are studying for the weekday, but because most of the students who enroll in the master program are from NGO and international organization, and maybe 80% to 70% of them from international NGO and civil society, which is our beneficiaries. But we will expand our program in the future to the weekday. And this is some sort like what we have been offering our knowledge and skill. I know we still have a lot of, we need some improvement in terms of course and the area of focus, but at least we have, yeah, it is ongoing process that we have to learn more from this, Cambodia context and also from the region. And in the future, I hope that when Cambodia integrated into Asian community, we will change. We have modify and we have to look at what is the possibility, like the professor has been mentioned earlier about we cannot separate from other. And this we offer the 3 majoring master program in development study, but we have 4 common course and 4 elective course. And we also have the course in each master program, and which is the list of the course. And we just thinking for whom we are going to offer, and then as I already told earlier, is for those who are understanding, who want to understand the complexity of development, for those who want to explore the social and economic environment linkage, because you know in the context in Cambodia, the social issue is very critical, and even the development due to the a lot of problem happening in Cambodia as we are in the contemporary economy of development. And we also would like to offer to the people who are want to acquire the social and theory practice in community development, economic and natural resource development in the context of Cambodia especially. And we also want to for the person who become the competent critical one who conducting a research and practitioner in our policymaker. Especially we know that the civil society and the students who are enrolled are actively involved in the society and development partner in development investment. And also some people who are challenge themselves in property development as well. I just give a little bit about the bachelor degrees we just mentioned. And this is the first one that this year is the first one for our faculty. And they have about 80 students enrolled in our faculty in 3 departments. And okay. And we have some problem with preparing and developing the curriculum, because it is the new for our faculty that we try to how to say to fit to this something like a stellar process, that because our faculty and our lecturer, they are from different fields, so they have to be really how to say they have to have some knowledge and relevance of knowledge related to the development study as well. So we need some more assistance from external assistant. And okay, why should the student choose the faculty of development study? Because we found that we have a lot of instructor, and we also have the curriculum have been included reflecting to the development study and issue in Cambodia. And the teaching process approach is really connecting to the project and the fieldwork, and teaching and learning are strengthened by contemporary special lecture, and also we have collaboration with other university and in the region and in the world. And what is the challenge we are now facing is, the first one is lacking academic experience that I mentioned. We are facing with that because we are very new from different field. The teacher from different expertise, though they have to be familiar with the context of scale of development study. And we also need some additional more human power. And another one is about the resource shortage, and especially we need some more intensive work on curriculum development and research. And we also have to have the facility, physical facility infrastructure in order. We have need the teaching and learning infrastructure especially. And also something is also another challenge in Cambodia, because in the government salary is very low, and then versus with the high paid. Yes. For the quality for PhDs graduate students will not willing to study to work with the university. They can work with outside. But we still have more PhD graduate PhD holder who are willing to work with us at least. Yeah. And another problem is no funding for staff upgrading or research, preparing curriculum. That is another challenge that our process can be go slowly. And we learned a lot of things within 3 years, and we found that the quality assurance is really committed by individual lecturer and teacher. And we found that the PhD training and the PhD lecturer is in demand. And however, we found that the sustainability of our development study faculty, we think in short run we still have visiting faculty to help us, and in long run we need to recruit more, and an incentive system should be made equally and equity. And also the research and service should be promoted to like consultancy or other service outreach activity as well. Yeah, this is the way forward that we could do for the next plant, and we try to like have a network and collaboration in making our program more suitable and reflection to the regional context and in Cambodia context. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lokuru Vin, Ajahn Vin, for very well prepared presentation. Can I move now to our Laotian colleague, Ajahn Bullön? It is very important that we also learn from your direct experience. Please move. Yes. And the concrete context of each, very important for us to understand and to learn, so that the interaction that can follow would be very relevant for all of us around. Please start, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here. And I'm sorry to say that just now the moderator just said previous presenter has a very well prepared. But for me, maybe not well prepared, I have to say that. But anyway, I have to share with you the idea of changes. Because when we talk about international development studies, we are talking about studies in changes, a study of changes in the across regions. So I would like to share with that and put international development studies program at National University of Laos in this context. So I am also, when we talk about change, myself is also changing a lot. So I studied horticulture in my first degree, master and PhD in development economics, and now I'm the part of the team for the development of IDS program, teaching and also management, and which is maybe when talking to the whole job, maybe around 10% of my job. So my main job is at the maybe 15%, maybe a little bit higher. Sorry, but my main job is development of enterprises and supporting as consultant and the lecturer of enterprise development in Laos. But as you see that I'm a development person. I'm a person who think about changes. So my perspective is that I try to put my thinking into this diagram. So internally, interaction between four components of the society will make society move forward, and that development and those changes is a response to the changes externally, which we already heard from the keynote speaker and also the previous speakers that there are many changes surrounding us. Of course, the development, when we talk about development, we tend to think about positive changes, but in the course of development, many things, negative changes occur. And therefore, for us, I think it could be a good challenge for us to really work hard to overcome negative changes. So, and as you know, in case of Laos, we are part of ASEAN, and we'll be joining AAC the end of this year. And also, there are many things in the process of globalization, regionalization. And in the context of smaller region also, for example, when we talk about GMS, Laos is will be even more we have more challenges in that area. So I would like to this I put in the slide, so the changes in the region, and this all forces combined into what we have to do in our development study program in IDS. So I will move. This is a change in the whole economy. So I will skip and I will go more focus on international development studies program. This is the. I would like to say thank you to Chiang Mai University for this IDS program, which we started in 2000. The development of this program started in 2007, 2008, and the first academic year started in 2009. So this is and is a good program, I would say, and which reflects into is a part of the whole development and strategy of the Ministry of Education and Sports, and also is part of the vision of our National University of Laos. And now our university has around 44 graduate programs, master degrees, and 2 PhD programs, and one of those programs, International Development Studies program, is important program for us. And as I said, the support from Chiang Mai University is very important in this development. And I try to skip many things, but anyway, this is the program structure, and originally we planned for 1 year and 6 months program, but now it has become a 2 years program. And in terms of this, which is in the graduate level, this is very what can I say? Very good for us, because among the students, number of students there, we have students from various countries. So we have from Japan, Korea, also from some Europe, and some from Central, South Asia, from Nepal, for example, and from India. So we have students from various countries. So this is only one graduate program in at National Institute of Laos that has a lot of nations in there. So we have other programs, of course, but more focused on Laos students. And the students are from, similar to Cambodia case, so we have students from mainly from international organization, from NGO, INGO, those who are really working in at grassroots development. Therefore, the focus of our program really see many issues, particularly resettlement, because in Laos now we are in the transition from natural resource-based economy to more diversified economy. Therefore, particularly the investment in natural resources, particularly hydropower and mining, so this give a lot of impact on rural people. Therefore, resettlement is a very hot topic for this as a study topic among our students. And migration, of course, because of the regional context. A lot of people moving from China, from Vietnam, and at the same time, Laotian moving away to Thailand, for example. This is a very important topic that topical topic for our studies, and gender issues, and also informal sector. Now our students studied about things like street vendors, so how they survive in their life, and also we had the issue of education, and of course urbanization. So those are the topics that our students have studied. And for the teaching of this is a cooperation project, and the focus, the main aim finally is to really help National University of Laos to sustain this project. So at the beginning, as you can see there, actually we jump from third and from 2011 2012. So that 2014, that was our struggle because of the small number of applications. So we could open the fourth batch, which was supposed to be open in 2012, only this year, last year. So, and another problem is that low completion rate. So this is something we have to consider, because if so many people applied and very few persons go out, then maybe reputation of the program could be very high, or could be no people would to come to join us in the future. So this is the challenge for our program. And I give some courses of because students' commitments is a bit not so high. Therefore, maybe that part mainly become the major cause of low completion. So, but I think, and our university really take this program very important program, and we would like to sustain this in the future also. So I spend 11 minutes and 20 seconds. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You are very well prepared too, Ajahn Yulian. Yes. We also learned from your presentation of the context of very big, the serious challenges of the development realities. But in the context of the environment, in the context of the IDS program, you have also another kind of challenge, how to put this kind of challenge together in the context of our common discussion. So we might have some time for questions, but may I now move to Chula as the last presenter. Ajahn Naramon Thapchungthon, yes. Please.
Thank you. Since we have only 10 minutes, so I'm going to skip my PowerPoint, but going to use the website instead. And our website is still under construction, so if you visit the website by yourself, you will see that in many issues will be still under the construction. And more detail will be in the writing, which is you can get it later. When we design for the MATE program, actually those who are the person who design is my moderator, who give the birth to the International Development Study program. But one thing that for the International Development Study of the MATE program, can be seen that different from other three programs is that we situate in the faculty political science, which is a discipline-based faculty. And we start the idea from political perspective, actually not from developmental perspective. Basically, is that when the program has been writing, is come from the center of the CSDA, which is the Center for Social Development Study. And it's think that rather than looking at the discipline base, which will be government, international relation, public administration, the idea of international development study needs to be discussed. So that's why the program do not situate with any department, but come as a interdepartmental and come with the idea of the interdisciplinary based issue. And when the program design with the 4 compulsory courses and also 4 elective courses out of the various of the elective courses. The concept of when we look at the compulsory course, we will see that the idea of development theory and practice, globalization and development in Asia and the Pacific, politics or public policy, research methodology. So basically, with the development theory and practice still has the element from the Western in the sense that we have Marxist paradigm, developmentalism and also preservationism and also various kind of the political economy dependency and also with the new idea. But for the globalization and the development in Asia and Pacific, the program has reflect the changes of now the program is come to the 10 year because we start to receive students in 2005. The globalization reflect the change a lot in the context of this region, in the sense that right now, students who take globalization and development in Asia and Pacific, that's not only home students from the MES program, but we have the global study program, the GSP student from the European University. So basically, this has become the course that reflect the change in terms of the students who enroll in this course and also the topic that has been discussed. For instance, in the beginning, the globalization started by those who asking about the globalization, such as people from the focus on the global south. But now globalization, we start talking about regionalism, the GMS, and also the cross-border. So this is already been changed in terms of how the teaching has been changed and who are the students. The politics of public policy basically really reflect the Faculty of Political Science of Chulalongkorn, because we try to argue against the discipline base of the public administration and saying that the public policy is not just only the governmental issue, but politics of public policy should be involved with the civil society, local organization, and also social movement. So therefore, the politics of public policy, maybe we can say that this is the political economy of the politics of public policy, and the politics of development has also been discussed in the politics of public policy. So therefore, many our faculty members from the Faculty of Political Science, when we ask them to teach in the politics of public policy, we come with different arguments, and also finally we come with the collaboration that we hope that this can be the link with not only to the program but with the Faculty of Political Science. And the last one is the research methodology in development study. The research method, since the program is already only 1 year program, so we have only 12 months, with plus 2 months for those who are non-native English speaker, which is we train as a pre-session 1 month before, and extra 1 month after the course in order to develop the student. So therefore, the research methodology here will be in development study will be very practical, in a sense that it's not only teaching how to do the research methodology, but it also needs to discuss with how can they do the thesis. But in fact, what are the really reflect of the changings, throughout 10 years of development study in Chulalongkorn is our elective course. The communication, democratization and development, conflict resolutions, human rights and gender problem, migration, development practicum, and selected topic and critical issue. In fact, the interesting part is that more and more of the student thesis is already come under the migration as developmental issue. Throughout our study, which is we can see from the website that the student thesis, which is Ajahn Chakrit will be add more, is that the thesis of the med student, which is has been developed throughout 10 years, is that their area is become more and more focused on the human security and also migration and human trafficking. So in some way, this is also reflect the change of the development study in Chulalongkorn. Because in the beginning, in the first 5 years, the issue of the development of the thesis of the student will be on human rights, and now we come more and more on the environmental rights, the redefining of issue of environment in a sense that it's become the human-made and also development-induced displacement that come out from the issue of the environment and climate change. So through the med student research, which is can be per area and it also can be per year, which is can be discussed later. But in terms of the in total, in terms of the per area of the student research, we can say that the issue of the 3H, which is we always use the word 3H in the development study paper, is that human rights, human development, and human security has become a main focus of the student thesis. And in a sense, the idea of the redefining of the issue of the human security has been discussed. Why the issue of human security become an issue? Because from the faculty political side, we are still under the traditional paradigm that the concept of security is still under traditional security in a sense as the state-centric approach. So therefore, the main thesis is also try to challenge when we're dealing with the faculty political side that the human security should be cross-border and also go beyond the nation-state approach, and as well as redefining the issue of security to be more as a human center. So this is a kind of the research that is also come out through the student thesis. And the other thing that can be seen throughout the chain of the international development study in Chulalongkorn is that the program has been involved with the recruitment of the students inside Myanmar. I mean, we are among the first program that try to get the students who are not in exile but already residing and working inside Myanmar. So therefore, the issue of the thesis of the student from Myanmar is also changed within the last, especially within the last 5 years since 2010, is that it changed from the issue of migration to be on the issue of democracy, governance, and also social movement. And I think this is also one thing that will be quite, I mean, for us to be very interesting and to be proud of. However, due to the political conflict in Thailand, we have the student thesis also reflect inside for the development study is that the thesis on peace and conflict transformation has also become an issue, especially the issue from the far south of Thailand. In fact, we have very few students from the most southern part of Thailand. Basically, our student from Thailand who involved in the international development study basically are more on the central and working on the environment. So this is also become our challenge, because if we believe that Thailand will be also going to face another type of the conflict issue and conflict transformation, but our program have not yet prepared how to deal in terms of our new course for the conflict resolution, because we still see conflict as an issue of the how to manage and to deal with the conflict resolution, but in terms of how to look at the conflict transformation, this is also become our issue. Another character of the MACE program is that we have the character, one of the issue that I can say this is the most resource of the program is our student, and also the link with the linkage with the alumni student. Yeah, because the program basically we have around 20 students per year, and general age of our student is 31 years old, mostly female, and very few Thai. We have around 4 Thai out of 20. Basically, the rest are from other country. And the highest number will be the student from the ASEAN and the GMS. And basically, one thing, this is also quite interesting, is that the student of the MES program, after they are graduate, they still have a kind of the network. So for us, this is quite a strong connection in a sense of networking. And we try to work that the program should not be only for for students who want to be the postgraduate, but also to be able to link and to work for them as a network. I got the notes, so maybe I will come as the last quotation for my student. This is the student. In fact, in the website, we have video, which is 3 minutes, but since we cannot have a voice sound, so you can visit the video later. But the interesting part of the MES student is that for them, they change the perspective before after they attend the program, in a sense that before that they are also discipline-based students, looking at like an international relation, how the state dealing with other states. But after working with the program, studying, doing the thesis, one thing is that they change their perspective and start to do the kind of the networking, and also hope that this kind of the project still be function. And we can also see that one thing that will be the challenge of the program in the future is that right now the program is a touch course program, and how to link, because it's only 1 year, how to make the possible strong thesis, MA thesis, to be a more in-depth thesis. And I think this is one challenge of our program. The second challenge is that right now at the regional level, we see a lot of change for the international development study, especially so in that case, especially in terms of how the state transformation has been changed, and also at the regional level from the politics, economics, social, and also environmental issue. So for the program, since we are also under the faculty political side, we also have to come out with how do we redefine, re-examine, and we re-evaluate of our program. And especially since we are from the Thai politics at this moment, the issue will be the most challenge for us, right? That how much we can redefine, re-examine, or re-evaluate, and hope that since the word development studies seem to be non-political, so we hope that this can be our springboard to redefine with the work of our program and also with our faculty. Thank you.
Thank you, Chantaramon. I am afraid we don't have time. We can postpone the questions and the discussion to the next panels. There will be, but please allow me to say that no, if we do not take the experiences seriously, we will not be able to move ahead. So taking the experiences of each seriously in its own context is the condition to go to the future. So with that, we are now in a level of sharing, understanding more about each other. The challenges is not only about national challenges. You see, we already imply that even within the national, there need to be more inter-regional. Even in the national, we need to talk about the regional, which is also inside the national, and the global inside the national. So with all this, I think our friends from afar, not from this region, can also join us in furthering and deepening our discussion, how we can move development studies as a frontier of furthering our collaboration. Thank you. may I ask you to express our thanks? Thank you.